I just traveled 5,530 miles to Tokyo, Japan to not only train with, but to take on a sumo wrestling champion with the record 27 consecutive wins, a 400-pound powerhouse with superhuman strength and ballerina-like agility. And in just 48 hours, I'll be squaring off against this man to test my mental and physical strength. Becoming Superhuman, Episode 9. But there's a huge problem. I have not been in a fight since I got my ass kicked in 6th grade.
Mr. Addison.
I unfortunately have some bad news today.
Okay, what's that?
I can't make it to the wedding party because I'm headed to Japan to sumo wrestle.
Wait, you're going to Japan to sumo wrestle?
Yeah, like a professional legend sumo wrestler.
An actual grown sumo wrestler will destroy you, dude.
Dude, what are you talking about? I can fight. I know I can fight. I'm gonna prove you're wrong.
You have biceps, you got delts, you got lats. You don't have a fighting spirit, dude.
You miserable son of a Enjoy your marriage. I'm keeping the Panda Express gift card for myself. As I arrived at the airport, I couldn't get Cordero's comment out of my head. But maybe he was right. I've avoided physical confrontation my whole life. The last fight I was in was in 6th grade, and I lost. How will I fare in sumo, the ultimate showcase of physical and mental strength? Forget benching 2 plates. Move a giant human. That's real strength and courage. But fighting also comes with risk, and I kept thinking about what are the chances of actually tearing my Achilles heel from trying to move this 400-pound monster. But f it, I'm in Japan now with my wife and her family, and I didn't come all this way just to me out.
That's crazy. I owe you man, they want me to pay for back, man. I'm broke.
I knew the first day in Tokyo I had to make count, so after embarrassing myself and my wife with my sumo form in the streets, I turned my attention to bulking. Sumo wrestlers have to consume an enormous amount of food to maintain their size and strength, sometimes exceeding 20,000 calories per day. It literally takes me 1 week to eat 20,000 calories. Well, if these guys eat 10,000 calories a day, I have a pretty good excuse to dirty bulk and experience the local Japanese cuisine. So the night before, as I studied sumo intensely in my Tokyo hotel room, I mapped out an all-out attack on the local cuisine. I gotta say, Tokyo might be the best bulking city in the world. Tokyo has over 1 million vending machines, and you can literally buy bear meat and whale meat. I decided if I'm gonna even have a snowball's chance in hell, I better hit 10,000 calories today. Luckily, there was a Krispy Kreme next door, so I could start the day with matcha green tea donuts. Then it was time for fluffy Japanese pancakes, and for lunch, conveyor belt sushi. I literally just pressed a button, and a giant king crab leg and salmon sushi was in front of me. What a country! This takes Uber Eats to a whole new level. And after pounding 2,000 calories of sushi, I had just enough room left for my second lunch. Ramen noodles while I watched the NBA Finals from my ramen booth. And for an anabolic snack, freeze-dried tarantula, a both keto-approved and gluten-free snack. Actually, it says 374 calories.
Show the other ones, baby. Look at this.
Scorpions. Next, a matcha paki, and then I was in gym bro heaven with Japanese chicken wings and a Japanese spin on chicken and rice, chicken yakitori. And my full day of eating ended with some croissant donuts. As I overlooked Tokyo with 10,000 calories in my belly, I was thinking about how much better food is in Japan than the US. I hardly saw a single obese person all day. And besides sumo wrestlers, the Japanese are very lean and have one of the highest life expectancies in the world, living on average 5 years longer than people in the United States. What makes sumo superhumans is they're basically like 400-pound ballerinas, combining grace, balance, and flexibility with their superhuman strength. These guys also work harder than washing machines, training up to 5 to 6 hours a day year-round. I take pride in being a hybrid athlete, which means being good at multiple sports, physical activities. This might be the hardest thing I'm ever gonna attempt. The more I studied sumo, the more I realized this sport was absolutely brutal. Can't wait for tomorrow. It is game day, only a few hours away from my first ever sumo wrestling match, and this is what being superhuman is all about. On my way, I couldn't believe it was time to sumo, and all I could think about was proving Cordero wrong. Well, it's not often your mentor is your opponent, but inside here is a sumo wrestling champion. First, he's gonna teach me how to sumo, and then he's probably gonna teach me a lesson. What do you think, buddy? Do I have a chance?
Yes.
Really? You think I can win?
I don't know.
All right, I need a high five.
Okay, who do you think is gonna win, Troy or the sumo wrestler?
For sure, sumo wrestler, dude.
Troy or sumo wrestler?
For sure, my son-in-law.
Okay.
Sumo.
Sumo. Troy or sumo wrestler?
Do I have a chance?
Yes. Sumo.
Troy or sumo wrestler?
I'm having to go with the sumo wrestler.
Okay. Troy or sumo wrestler?
Sumo wrestler for sure.
When I first saw the sumo legend, he just looked at me and glared, and I actually looked annoyed that I was even there. All I could think of was that he might try to actually hurt me because I have a ton of tattoos, and tattoos are really not accepted in Japan and sumo culture. Traditionally, tattoos in Japan can be associated with the Japanese mafia, and you will never see a sumo wrestler with tattoos. But I just had to know what makes a sumo superhuman, so I hired translator Baby Boss Lou to help me figure it out.
強い相撲選手になるには何が一番大事だと
関節とか、
はい
腰を割ったりとか、常に体を柔らかくすることを心がけています。
So we started to limber up, but this was way harder than I imagined.
You keep all the balance on your left legs. Put all your strength, put all your weight on the left
足を
leg.
伸ばします。
Like the balance. Yes.
Alright, that was embarrassing. My cats can stomp harder than that. Do you stomp down like as hard as you can, or?
Yes. You lift your legs as high as possible as you can.
This is not looking good, and I was intimidated to actually fight him, so I asked him if I'm maybe too small to be a sumo wrestler.
いや別にそんな今も体を見る問題ないんですけど、
はい
相撲っていうのはコンタクトスポーツなんで、
はい
筋肉をつけすぎると怪我をしやすいんですよ。
はい。
なんで脂肪を増やさないといけないんですね。
はい。
なんでたくさん食べて筋肉をもっと減らしたんです。
What am I getting myself into? I had to ask him what the worst injury he ever had was.
怪我ですか？まあ僕はいろいろしてきたんですけど、膝の靭帯切れて、まあいろいろあるんですけど、でもそれでも土俵に立たなきゃいけないんですね。それぐらい土俵に全てを捧げてるんで。
Wow, these guys are hardcore, and today's mission has switched from winning to honestly just not getting hurt, so luckily he was going to teach me a few things to defend myself. If my opponent grabs my belt, called a moashi, then I'm supposed to lock his arm and twist away. Well, easier said than done.
ロックされてないんで、こっちがロックされてないです。
But I could use some practice. Years of lifting literally does nothing for me in the sumo ring. Another rule of sumo is that if you step outside, you automatically lose, so it's important to know how to move around the ring and basically run away from your opponent. So let's see if I can outquick him. This could be my chance.
Okay. Ready? Go.
Okay, one more time. Hold up. I know I got this.
大丈夫です。
Wow. This guy is quick and so strong, so it looks like running away is not an option. My only choice is to show I have a fighting spirit and go on the offense. So we go over some key tactics to go on the attack.
常に真正面でまっすぐ押すことを心がけて。
So a lot of people trying to go like move your head to left or right way. It's not gonna go the full strength the sumo wrestler. So you have to make your body straight.
So my head goes like into his chest?
Yes, like
Wow.
that. Keep your body low the whole time.
Okay.
So I get a practice run just to see how it's gonna go. Oh, I am officially... It felt like I was trying to move a brick wall. Okay, it's time. This is what I flew halfway around the world for. All I know is I'm gonna leave it all in the sumo ring.
Come on, Troy.
じゃあ低くいきましょ
Superhuman, man.
Try to get low. Try to get low. Lower
う。じゃ
position.
あ僕も低くいきます。
You below?
Yes.
Just lay on the floor. Come on.
Wow, I was pushing so hard, my left pec cramped up. I wish I could have done better, but I'm proud.
シリアスマッチしよう。
You ready, sister?
I thought that was a serious match.
Okay, can't out now, but this time we do what real sumo wrestlers do. We do our ceremonial bow and ceremonial squat and take our place. When both of our fists touch the ground, it's sumo time. Within 1 second of trying to move this man, I realized I had zero chance. I was literally pushing him as hard as humanly possible, and I just couldn't budge him. I can squat over 450 pounds. I have tons of leg drive from sprinting and jumping my whole life, but nothing was working. He was just too strong and sturdy and literally messing with me.
That was so much harder than I ever thought it would be. I literally felt like I couldn't even move him an inch. Incredible. This guy's a real life superhuman.
Now, although my sumo match was short, my Achilles on both feet were extremely sore, my chest felt slightly strained, and my hip flexors and glutes felt like hell from trying to lift my leg all day. I was actually proud of what I accomplished in that sumo ring. I did something I was scared of. I could have just as easily gone to Japan like a normal tourist and enjoyed my vacation, but I took it as an opportunity to grow both mentally and physically stronger. And I will definitely sleep peacefully knowing that my best friend Cordero is dead wrong. I know I have the fighting spirit and I'm just getting started. I'll take on any challenge and give up my all, even if I don't stand a chance in winning, because I know there's a lesson to be learned in every single challenge, and that's what becoming superhuman is all about.
Hey, didn't you just beat up Troy? That's what kings eat. You don't eat. You don't
He's
get to
already
eat
eating for the rematch.